If we can move forward to the next question. This comes from Tahir Mahmood Saab from the Republic of Ireland. Jazakumullah for your question. He says, Assalamu alaikum to everyone, and then says, kindly shed some light about the drinking of alcohol and why it's forbidden in Christianity, and how we can prove this from the Bible. Azhar Hanif Saab.
Well, I again would refer this individual to the Christians themselves. I mean, this is a panel of scholars who are to answer what does Islam say about this or that. Christians may or may not agree with our responses to their faith, but you can go and find many of their own sites which have excellent references. I'm saying websites, references of why Christians themselves believe that consuming the alcohol is prohibited in Old Testament and New Testament. I'll just cite some of those examples, which I found from their sources. So again, this is not coming from us, it's coming from their own sources.
So these are biblical?
These are biblical scholars themselves saying this is what we present to Christians who try to tell us that drinking is okay according to the Bible.
Okay.
And they cite from Leviticus chapter 10, verse number 9 and 10, which gives a clear-cut command in the Old Testament. It says, "Do not drink wine nor strong drink when you go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die." Very similar to what the Quran says. "La taqrabu as-salata wa antum sukara." Do not approach prayer when you are intoxicated. So this part of the command is also present in the Bible. It doesn't go further than that, unfortunately, but this part is there. It goes on and says, "It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations." So this was for the Jewish community forever. "And that ye may put difference between holy and unholy, and clean and unclean." So they're distinguishing between those who are spiritual and those who are unspiritual, those who have moral purity, those who are uncleanness. Again, strong condemnations throughout the Old Testament. In Proverbs verse 21, "Wine is a mocker, strong drink a brawler, and whoever is intoxicated by it is not wise." Again, Ephesians verse 5:18, "And do not get drunk with wine." Very clear.
No, I think that's pretty clear cut. Yeah.
"For that is dissipation, but be ye filled with the Spirit." The last thing which they point out, and many Christians will discuss, is that, look, Jesus himself, his first great miracle was what? He went to a wedding party and he turns the water into the wine, and everyone has a chance to continue consuming because it had run out.
Yeah.
And they say this is the example. But they themselves say that the wine which is considered as a word to mean the wine we drink nowadays is a misconstrued understanding of this word. The wine which he's referring to there was more like a grape juice, which he said it was so quick in terms of production, it couldn't have been turned from grape juice to wine that fast anyway. So there's no way, huh?
Well, I mean, without further taking the question further, I think quite already, as Saab's highlighted, a raft of quotes from biblical scholars and from the Bible itself, which illustrates quite clearly. I mean, if wine is forbidden, I think it was said quite clearly. And the other, I think, pertinent point, as a sort to take from that, is it wasn't meant for a particular people or whatever. It was for time.
All time.
For all time.
All time. And
Jazakallah. Tarsab, again, the same. If you feel that your question hasn't been answered comprehensively, although I will challenge you and say it has been, you have the references, but please do write in. Everyone, I do hope our viewers do know what the email is. But for those who don't, it's faithmatters@mta.tv. That's faithmatters, one word, @mta.tv. And the fax number is 44208 687 8037.